Hey everyone, happy Sunday. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I just got caught up on a little bit of work. I'm watching the time because I'm down to 1 hour before I go pick up the kids. So, I finished up all of my projects and I have an hour to kill, and I thought I would hop over here and do a Facebook Live. Now, I didn't really have a plan on what to talk about, but for some reason I am being called to talk about and to share my personal story regarding depression, which I know is an epidemic, it seems, with entrepreneurs. And a lot of the entrepreneurs that I work with, a lot of the entrepreneurs that I have counseled, a lot of friends who have given up on their businesses because they just couldn't manage it, or they were also managing depression or anxiety or other I don't want to call it a disorder because it's not a disorder, an imbalance, if you will. No one is impervious to imbalances. Everyone is susceptible to, at some point in their life, having depression. And if you have had depression before, you know that it truly can be debilitating. And more so because people feel shameful for experiencing it or admitting that they have had experiences with it. They feel shameful that it affects their work performance, that they're not able to execute in their jobs or their relationships, or to even start that business that they've been talking about. It carries a lot of shame with it. And unlike other imbalances that our body physically encounters, like diabetes or, to go to the extreme, cancer and some of those other things, we don't carry around that same shame. But depression, we associate, a negative connotation to. People themselves, I think, internally feel like they are weak. They're not strong enough. They are not as good as their peers. People are judging them for being not good enough because they are suffering, because they have depression. And that is not the case. In fact, admitting to someone that you are affected by depression or seeking help about it, or even sharing your story about depression, your experience with it, is strength. It is courage. It is something that not only do we owe it to ourselves to talk about, but we owe our friends and family to talk about as well, to break down those negative stereotypes and encourage them to also share their story and admit that perhaps they as well are struggling, so that they can go get the help that they need. But as an entrepreneur who has gone through depression in the past, I can tell you that it can have a huge impact on your motivation in getting things done, or seeking new clients, or expanding or growing your business, or relaunching something, or doing any work in your business. Something that set you on fire with passion and excitement before, suddenly, when depression hits, can shut you down. And it's logically, okay, I'm going through depression. I know I have to go and do the work. This is work that I love. You can know all of this in your mind, but the depression, it grips you and it keeps you frozen almost. It doesn't allow for you to grow and to move forward until you address it, until you treat it. And for the sad majority of people who do not seek out treatment, whether it's medication, therapy, meditation, yoga, they can suffer in silence, and their business and their relationship and their life, their lifestyle may suffer in silence, which is really unfortunate. And I think that if we are going to change the reality of that being the case more often than not with people experiencing depression, we're not going to do a much better job of helping people to get some help. So in saying all of that, that's my big viewpoint, big breakdown of depression, the negative stereotypes that people hold on to, and, the sadness, I guess, around people not seeking the help that they need. And it also affects your business as well. Now let's talk about that. So as I mentioned, I have experienced depression before. In fact, when I was 17 or 18, discovered that I had PMDD, which is premenstrual depressive disorder, something like that. Anyway, Basically what it is I get incredibly depressed and anxiety ridden the 10 days before my menstrual cycle. Weird, right? I don't think people even knew this was a thing until I was diagnosed with it. But I have PMDD. It's something that I've always had and have learned to take care of myself, to address the fact that I had it, and to recognize how it limits my movements, my motivation, how it limits me wanting to actually meet with people, to do work, to work on my business, to even answer emails. That was painful for me during those times. And since I was 17 when I was diagnosed until now, I'm now 37, so I've had this for 30 years now. I have gone through periods of time where for a few, probably never more than a year actually, I was on, a low dosage of Zoloft or Prozac or something like that. I would take several years off at a time from any, treatment, anything. I just was so consumed by something going on in my life that I just put it to the back burner. I didn't take care of it. So I have had a few periods of 2 to 3 years or more where I've just not acknowledged it. And then it would get to a point or a peak again to where it would get so bad that I would say, okay, this is affecting my daily life. I need to change something, and I need to consider, the meditation and change in diet, lifestyle, and even medication. So I can tell you, I understand what depression is and how it can affect you. I understand that you, as a passionate, incredibly type A, ambitious human being, such as myself, how you can literally, for 10 days, be crippled. And for a lot of people, depression lasts for months. I mean, that I've experienced that too. You are crippled by this invisible force field that has just taken over your senses. And though logically you understand that you've got to go and do these things, your body just won't let you. And it's okay to go through that. It's sad that we go through that. A lot of us go through that, but sadly, a lot of us just don't talk about it. We don't mention it. I don't think I've ever actually even talked about my own depression until this very moment. I've had it for 30 years and I've never talked to anybody about it. Maybe perhaps I had that negative stereotype, but now that I'm getting older, I'm 37, I really don't care. And I know that if I'm going through it, other people are going through it as well. So now things that I have learned to do to help me when I know that a depressive episode is coming on. I'm an emotional eater. I love to eat good, tasty food when I'm feeling down. So if I know something is coming on, I will stock the house with really good and healthy foods that I can snack on, because I know that that's going to be my go-to. And instead of trying to stop that behavior, I just offer myself options that are going to feed my body and give me nutrition while also quenching that thirst, so to speak. If I know a depressive episode is coming on, I will purposely not schedule or will reschedule meetings that I have in the next week or two. That again just honors my body and honors myself, to know that I'm going to go through this. I can heal from it. I can dedicate all of my energy to getting better, and I don't have to worry about having that days of anxiety, knowing that I was going to walk into a meeting with this cloud over my head. I didn't want to deal with that. So now I know better. I have learned through trial and error not to schedule meetings or any travel or to have any project deliver dates during episodes that I know that I may be affected by depression. Now, when I'm in a depressive state, which hasn't happened in about a month or two, if I'm in the state and I know logically I need to get out, but my body's saying, nope, you're shut down for a little while, you need to take care of yourself, then I don't think I've ever told a client, hey, I'm having depression today, I can't meet. But I have reached out to people and asked that we move things, or to say that I'm just unavailable, or even turn out my out of office responder. That's something I've done twice now this year, well, the past 6 months. And I love that. That's a new tactic that I've developed. it not only takes me away from email and gives me an excuse to step away, but it also sets up the expectations for anyone who reaches out to me for work or for business to let them know that, hey, I'm away from email at the moment. I'll get back to you within 72 hours. So that always helps, and it takes a lot of the pressure off as well, to perform and to be present within my work life when I'm working on my inner being and balance and well-being. I could sit here and share more personal insights about what helps me, but it's not what helps me. The key to getting through any depressive episode, not that you can time it or there's a magic cure, but I think it's just to recognize that it's happening and to acknowledge that it's okay that you're going through it. It's okay to talk about it. And if you don't feel comfortable talking about it to friends or family, then talk to a professional. Go to your family doctor, see a psychologist, a life coach, something. Go online, watch some Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and some of these other guys. A lot of self-help really works on me. I consume 100% self-help material and inspirational and spiritual material 24/7. So, or every day. That's all I read and consume. And that helps me a great deal. But so find what works for you. If you are prone to depressive episodes and you're finding that it's affecting your business and your work or taking you away from things that you should be doing to network or, be out and about and present in society, know that it's okay. And you don't have to do those things. You can manipulate your business to operate in such a way where you can step away from time to time and move appointments and things. And if you can't figure out how, because taking care of yourself is incredibly important and seeking help is incredibly important. Don't wait until it gets to a crisis point or where you're contemplating, God forbid, suicide or something to call a helpline or to go see your doctor. Medication is not a bad thing. I've been taking a low dose of Zoloft since I had my last child because I had severe not post-traumatic stress disorder. What am I trying to say? Postpartum depression, PPD. I had that and I've been on a low dosage of Zoloft since then, and it's helped me find my balance. It's helped bring me to a normal Erin state where I can function and get up and take a shower and fix my hair and go outside and talk to people because my postpartum depression was pretty bad. And when you're dealing with that and you're a single mom and you're starting and running businesses and I mean, there's a lot. It can be a lot. And if you've already have a history of depression in your life or in your family, you're much more susceptible to postpartum depression. So long-winded story to say, if you have had depression or if you're going through it, or if you know that, like me, if you have PMDD, that is going to come every month, find a way for you to focus on 100% you, pull away from your business if needed during that time. And if you're not able to, go ahead and start today setting up those structures that you need in order to put into place to give you the support that you need and the resources that are necessary for you to pull away when you need to, because taking care of you is the number one way that you can ensure that this depressive imbalance, as we call it, is not going to ruin you. And it won't ruin you if you don't let it, but you have to not let it and you have to acknowledge it. So I hope that in some small way, by sharing my own personal story, I have helped you to feel like you're not alone and that depression is not a dirty word. People aren't going to judge you. And it's okay to find help or to take medication or whatever it is that works best for you and your soul. So find out what that is and start nurturing yourself, honoring yourself the way that you're built, not the way that you're supposed to be. It's okay to have depression, to have anxiety, to have any of those things, and know that you are most certainly not alone. I guarantee you 3 of the closest people in your life are probably going through some level of depression or anxiety right now, and you may not know it. Okay, that's what the stats and the studies and the research show us. So take care of yourself, and I would love to, if you want me to talk more about depression or mood disorders, imbalances, and all of that, I also am a psychologist, so we can certainly talk about all of this all the time if you want. So, because this is a new territory that I'm entering, I've never talked about this kind of topic online. If this is something that you're interested in, please send me a private message if you don't want to comment. If you feel comfortable, please comment and let me know if this is a topic or any other topic, is of interest to you, if you want to talk about it more or dive into it more. Because being a successful business owner means you have to be a successful human being on the inside. No business is going to be successful without a healthy owner, and that is the truth. So in order for us to talk about the full spectrum of business success, we can't just talk about strategies and Instagram tips. We also have to talk about the business owner and their experience and their health and their well-being and their psyche and their mindset and their attitude. Those are all so incredibly important. And in fact, they are more important than talking about Instagram and social media. Like, forget any of that stuff. Don't even think about it. Don't schedule time to do it until you have taken care of you, because that's number one. And it's going to be the number one variable and factor in you finding success in business and relationships and anything. You have got to put on the air mask first before attending to anything else in your life. So there's my spiel, my rant. Let me know if you want to talk about this stuff some more, and we'll do it. Okay? Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you later.